If you like the video, please subscribe Technical PCT channel and click the bell icon to get the latest videos.
So good morning students, welcome to online classes, Sri Chaitanya PU College, Ballari. So in the previous classes we are discussing about the lenses. Let us consider a lens of focal length f. If it is dipped inside a liquid, then what happens to focal length? A lens is there, the focal length of the lens is f. It is dipped inside the liquid. Then how to calculate the focal length? We have already derived. I am mentioning the formula here. F dash by f is equal to NL into NG minus 1 divided by NG minus NL. Already derived this one, shortcut formula to calculate the focal length of the given lens when immersed in a liquid. F dash is the focal length of the given lens in the liquid. F, the focal length of the given lens when it is in air. NL, refractive index of the liquid. NG, refractive index of the glass. Refractive index of the glass. We got three conditions also. What are those three conditions? Based upon NG and NL value. NG greater than NL, NG less than NL, NG is equal to NL. Three conditions may arise. The refractive index of the glass greater than the refractive index of the liquid. Then the nature of the lens does not change. Nature of the lens will not change. Means what? The convex lens will behave as convex. The concave lens will behave as concave lens. Inside the liquid also. When NG value greater than NL. NG less than NL. Refractive index of the glass less than the refractive index of the liquid. Then the nature of the lens changes. Nature of the lens will change. The convex lens will behave as concave. Concave lens will behave as a convex when dipped inside the liquid. If this condition is satisfied. If NG is equal to NL, then denominator becomes 0. The lens will behave as the glass slab. So very important concept. Whenever the lens is dipped inside a liquid, then how to calculate the focal length of the given lens? F dash by F is equal to NL into NG minus 1 divided by NG minus NL. First condition, NG greater than NL. The nature of the lens will not change. NG less than NL. The nature of the lens will change. Convex will behave as concave. Concave will behave as a convex when it is immersed in a liquid. If this condition is satisfied, NG is equal to NL, then it will act as a glass slab, the lens. One more case also we already completed. If NG value is equal to 3 by 2 and the liquid is water, the refractive index of the liquid is 4 by 3. If we take the water, then NG value, refractive index of the glass, 3 by 2. Refractive index of water, 4 by 3. Now the lens is dipped inside the water. Then what happens to focal length? F dash is equal to 4F. If we substitute in this formula, NG value 3 by 2 and NL value 4 by 3. Then the focal length F dash is equal to 4F. The focal length increases by 4 times. But we know the power, the reciprocal of the focal length is called as a power. The power of the lens reduces by 4 times. If Ng value is 3 by 2, NL value is 4 by 3, no need to do the problem. Direct answer, F dash is equal to 4 times to that of F. P dash is equal to P by 4. P by 4. Now let us go to the new concept. So Newton's formula for calculating the focal length of the convex lens. Newton's formula for calculating the focal length of the given convex lens. Newton's formula for the focal length of the lens. Let us consider a convex lens. The focal length of the lens is F. Imagine, we have to calculate that one. Optic center, O is the optic center. Principal axis, this line represents the principal axis. L represents the convex lens. O represents the optic center. This line represents the principal axis. This is the principal focus, center of curvature. On to this side, this is the principal focus and the center of curvature. Center of curvature. Now the distances of the object and image are generally measured from the optic center. But instead of optic center, the distances of the object and image are measured from the principal focus. Principal focus. Let us consider an object. This is the object. This is the object. If the object is present beyond the center of curvature, the image will be formed in between the principal focus and the center of curvature. And the center of curvature. The distance of the object, AB is the object. A dash, B dash is the image. AB is the object. A dash, B dash is the image. The distance of the object from the focus, principal focus, is given as x. The distance of the object from the principal focus is x. The distance of the image from the principal focus is y. Is y. We have to calculate the focal length of the lens in terms of x and y. X and y. We have already derived the same Newton's formula in case of mirror. In case of mirror, we got the result F is equal to root x into y, where x and y are the distances of the object and image from the principal focus. Similar way, we have to derive in case of lens also. Lens also. Now, what is the object distance generally? Generally, the object distance is measured from where? Optic center. U is the object distance. What is the image distance? V is the image distance. V is the image distance. But we know optic center to principal focus is F. Is F. Optic center to principal focus is once again F. Therefore, object distance U can be written as what? So U is equal to O to F and F to B. O to F and F to B. O to F is small f. F to B is x. Therefore, U is equal to F plus x. F plus x. V is equal to what? So V means from where to where? O to B dash. O to B dash. So O to F is small f. F to B dash is y. So V is equal to F plus y. F plus y. So object distance OB is equal to U is equal to F plus x. Image distance O to B dash is equal to V is equal to F plus y. F plus y. Now substitute these two values in the length formula. We know the length formula. 1 by F is equal to 1 by V minus 1 by U. Length formula gives us the relation between object distance, image distance, and the focal length. And the focal length. 1 by F is equal to 1 by V minus 1 by U. Put the values of U and V with sign convection. With U value negative because measured in the opposite to the direction of the incident light ray. Because light rays falls in this direction. O to B opposite to the direction of incident light ray. So U is negative, V is positive. Then substituting that 1 by F is equal to 1 by V minus 1 by minus V. Minus into minus becomes plus 1 by V plus 1 by U. After applying the sign convection, substitute the values of U, substitute the values of V. So 1 by F is equal to 1 by F, 1 by F plus Y plus 1 by F plus U. 1 by F plus X, U value. F plus X. Take LCM. So if I take LCM, so 1 by F is equal to, so F plus Y into F plus X. In the numerator, F plus X plus F plus Y. Plus Y. On cross multiplication, we will get the answer. F in terms of X and Y. Cross multiplication. So F into F, F square. F into X, Fx plus Y into F, Fy plus Y into X, Fx. Fx is equal to F into F square, F into X, Fx, F into F square, F into Y, Fy. Just doing cross multiplication. Then automatically Fx value gets cancelled. Fy and the Fy gets cancelled. This is X into Y. Fy gets cancelled. 1F square gets cancelled. So F square is equal to xy. So F is equal to root xy. This is the formula for the focal length of the lens by using Newton's formula. F is equal to root xy, where x is the distance of the object from the principal focus. Y is the distance of the image from the principal focus. F is equal to root xy. In a similar way, you are asked to calculate magnification also. Magnification. What is the expression for the magnification? Magnification is nothing but the size of the image by size of the object, or we can write distance of the image by distance of the object. How can we define the magnification of an object? The magnification of the lens, size of the image, size of image by size of object. This can be written as distance of image by distance of object, already derived. Distance of the image is V. Distance of the object is U. But U is equal to F plus X and V is equal to F plus Y. Therefore, M is equal to F plus Y divided by F plus X. The magnification of the lens in terms of X, Y and F. X, Y and F. So this is about the Newton's formula for the focal length of a given lens. The same formula is applicable in case of mirrors also. F is equal to root xy. Root xy. Let's have it. We'll go to new concept. Now let us see this one. Cutting off lenses. Cutting off lenses. There are two cases of that. The first case, cutting a lens perpendicular to the principal axis. What happens to its focal length and what happens to its power of the lens. Case 2, cutting the convex lens parallel to the principal axis. What happens to that is the focal length and what happens to the radius of curvature. Once again, after cutting the lens, we can arrange them in different ways. Then how the effective focal length can be calculated. Now let us consider case 1. Let us consider case 1. This is the convex lens. Convex lens. The focal length is F. The focal length is F. Cutting the lens perpendicular to the principal axis. In case 1, we are studying cutting of the lens perpendicular to the principal axis. Consider a convex lens, equiconvex lens. Focal length is F. This is the principal axis. This is the principal axis. Now, the lens is divided into two pieces perpendicular to the principal axis. This is the first piece and this is the second piece. Initially, it is a equiconvex lens. Focal length is f. Now it was cut into two pieces, perpendicular to the principal axis. This is principal axis. It is divided into two pieces. This is first piece. This is second piece. The focal length of this one is f dash. The focal length of this one is f dash. Initially, two radius of curvatures. After dividing, only one radius of curvature. The other surface is flat. It is plane surface. Now, the focal length becomes 2f. Here also, the focal length becomes 2f. Because previously, there are two radius of curvatures are there for a given convex lens. When it was cut into two pieces, one surface is plane, the other surface is the spherical surface. Only one spherical surface, one radius of curvature. Therefore, the focal length becomes twice the focal length of the single convex lens. The focal length of this piece is also equal to 2f. The focal length of this piece is also equal to 2f. But we know that whenever the focal length increases by twice, the power reduces by half. Reciprocal of focal length is called as power. Then what is the power of this? That is the piece, p by 2. The power of this piece, that is equal to p by 2. So from this, what we have to learn? Whenever the convex lens is cut into two pieces perpendicular to the principal axis, the focal length of each piece is doubled. F dash is equal to 2f. F dash is also equal to 2f. What happens to the power? The power reduces to half. P by 2, P by 2. Now these two pieces can be arranged in different ways. These two pieces can be arranged in different ways, and we have to find out the effective focal length. But we know when the two pieces, two lenses are kept in contact with each other, then what is the effective focal length? The effective focal length is given by 1 by f effective is equal to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2. What is the focal length of the first piece? 2f. What is the focal length of the second piece? That is also 2f. Substitute in this formula, that is equal to 1 by 2f plus 1 by 2f. 1 by 2f plus 1 by 2f is equal to 2 by 2f. 2 gets cancelled. It is equal to 1 by f. Therefore, the effective focal length is once again how much? F itself. So when these two pieces are kept in contact in different ways, I am showing here. First of all, they are kept like this. They are joined like this. This is case 1. Second case, second case, those two pieces are arranged like this. One beside the other. Third case, third way. They are arranged like this. They are kept in contact, side by side. Next case. In all these 4 cases, what is the effective focal length? F itself. In all those 4 cases, these two pieces are kept in contact with each other. When the two lenses are kept in contact with each other, how to calculate the effective focal length? 1 by f effective is equal to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2. Focal length of the first piece, 2f. Focal length of the second piece, 2f. 1 by 2f plus 1 by 2f. That is equal to 2 by 2f. 2 gets cancelled. 1 by f means the focal length is equal to effective focal length is equal to the focal length of the original lens, original convex lens. Whether they are joined like this, they are kept like this, in this way or in this way, the effective focal length is f only. In the competitive examination, they will ask the ratio of focal length effective when they are connected like this to like this. Here also f, here also f. F divided by f, that is equal to 1:1. First they are arranged like this. Next they are arranged like this. You are asked to calculate the ratio of the effective focal lengths in these two cases. In this case also effective focal length f. In this case also effective focal length f. So f by f is equal to 1:1. Either this one and this one, this one and this one, this one and this one. If we do the ratio, the result will be 1:1 only because the effective focal length is f. Suppose the effective focal length in this case is f1. The effective focal length in this case is f2. The effective focal length in this case is f3. The effective focal length in this case is f4. Effective focal length. Now you are asked to find out the ratio of f1 by f2, f2 by f3, f3 by f4, any two combination. Result answer is 1:1. f1 by f2 or f2 by f3 or f3 by f4 is equal to 1:1 because effective is f only. Asked a number of times in the competitive examinations. Cutting the lens perpendicular to the principal axis, equiconvex lens, focal length f. This represents the principal axis. Now the lens is divided into two pieces, perpendicular to the principal axis. First piece, second piece. The focal length of the first piece, twice 2f. The focal length of the second piece is also 2f. If I divide into three pieces, it becomes 3f. And P dash is equal to T by 2, the focal power of each lens. After cutting, they can be arranged in different ways. The effective focal length is calculated like this. The ratios of focal lengths of any two combinations in these diagrams is 1:1 only. 1:1 only. Come on, have it. We'll go to the next case. Now cutting the lens parallel to the principal axis. Case 2. Cutting the lens parallel to the principal axis. So this is the lens. F is the focal length. Equiconvex lens. This is the principal axis. Now it was cut into two pieces, upper one and lower one. This is the first piece. This is the second piece. After cutting, how they will look like? So this is the first piece. This is the second piece. If the lens was cut into two pieces parallel to the principal axis, parallel, this becomes the first half, this becomes the second half, second piece. So this is the first piece after cutting, the convex lens, parallel to the principal axis. This is the second piece. See here, how many surfaces are there? Two surfaces, R1 and R2, here also two, here also two. Even though it was cut, the distance between the center of curvature to radius of curvature will not change. Or from optic center to the center of curvature will not change. Therefore, the focal length will not change. The focal length remains the same. What is the focal length of the first piece? F itself. What is the focal length of the second piece? F itself. Though it was cut into two pieces, parallel to the principal axis, the focal length of the each piece remains the same as that of the original convex lens, F itself. Because here also two surfaces, here also two surfaces, R1, R2. Here also R1, R2 will be there. That's why the focal length will never change, remains the same as that of the previous one. If the focal length does not change, then what happens to the power? The power also remains the same. The power of the first piece equal to the power of the original convex lens. The power of the second piece is equal to the power of the original convex lens. Original convex lens. So therefore, if the convex lens is divided into two pieces, perpendicular to the principal axis, the focal length is increased by 2 times. Power is reduced by half. Whereas, same convex lens is divided into two pieces, parallel to the principal axis, neither the focal length nor the power changes. They remain same as that of the original convex lens. Original convex lens. Now combination of this one. Combination. So case 1 in this one. These two lenses are arranged like this. Side by side. These two pieces are arranged like this, side by side. Then this will act as a one convex lens. What is its focal length? That is equal to F. This will act as another convex lens. What is its focal length? That is equal to F. So it is the combination of two convex lenses which are kept in contact with each other. Then 1 by F effective. 1 by F effective is equal to 1 by F1 plus 1 by F2, which comes out to be 1 by F plus 1 by F. So 1 by F effective is equal to 2 by F. Therefore, F effective is equal to F by 2. If these two pieces are arranged side by side like this. Arranged side by side like this. This will act as one convex lens of focal length f. This one will act as another convex lens of focal length f. The effective focal length is given by 1 by f effective is equal to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2. 1 by f plus 1 by f, that is equal to 2 by f. So f effective is equal to f by 2 in this case. Suppose those two pieces, case 2, those two pieces are kept side by side like this. Case 2. These two pieces are arranged side by side like this. One will act as convex lens. The another one will act as concave lens. Concave. Because middle part very thin, near the edges thick, it will act as concave. Middle part thick, near the edges thin, convex. How to identify convex and concave lenses? The middle part thin and near the edges that is the thick. Just by identifying the thickness, we can identify the concave lens and the convex lens. So this first one will act as convex lens. So f1 is equal to f. This one will act as a concave. So f2 is equal to minus f. Because for convex lens, the focal length is positive. For concave lens, the focal length is negative. This one plus f, this one minus f, concave. Now write down the effective focal length. 1 by f effective is equal to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2. 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2. So 1 by f effective is equal to 1 by f minus 1 by f. 1 by f minus 1 by f. Therefore, f effective is equal to infinity. Arrangement of those two pieces in different ways. So cutting off lenses we have discussed. The first case, when the lens was cut into two pieces perpendicular to the principal axis, the focal length increases by 2 times. Second case, cutting of the lens parallel to the principal axis, the focal length remains same, the power also remains same. Power also remains same. And after cutting, they are arranged in different ways. If those two pieces are arranged like this, the effective focal length is f by 2. If those two pieces are arranged like this, one will behave as convex, the other one will behave as a concave in this case. In this case, both of them convex, middle part thick, near the edges thin. So both of them convex. Here one convex, another one concave. So we can find out the effective focal length by using this formula. By using this formula. Come on, take down this one. Now let us consider a problem on this one. A small problem on cutting of lenses. There is a lens problem on cutting of lenses. There is a convex lens. The focal length is f. The focal length is f. First it was divided into two pieces. After that it was divided into two pieces like this. First it was divided perpendicular to the principal axis. Next it was divided into parallel to the principal axis. Parallel to the principal axis. This part is A, this part is B, this part is C, this part is D. I want the focal length of A, B, C, D. Each piece. So, first it was divided. This is A. I want the focal length and power of the piece A. Focal length and the power of the small piece A. Then how to calculate? Initially, F is the focal length. F. First it was divided perpendicular to the principal axis. If it is divided perpendicular to the principal axis, we know the focal length increases by twice. Then this piece becomes 2f. This piece, first piece. Then it was divided into how many pieces? Two pieces, parallel to the principal axis. The focal length will not change. Therefore, what is the focal length of this fan? That is equal to 2f. What is the power of that fan? P by 2. Focal length of this one, 2f. Power is P by 2. If it was divided perpendicular to the principal axis, focal length becomes double. 2f. Now it was divided into two pieces. Parallel to what axis? Principal axis. If the lens is divided into two pieces parallel to the principal axis, the focal length will not change. So this also becomes 2f. This also becomes how much? 2f. It won't change. It remains same. It remains same. So this is a small problem on the cutting of lenses. Tomorrow we will discuss some more new concepts. Thank you and have a good day.